Hi little skeletons, it is Disney Queen Skelly here. Welcome back to my favorite episodes of things. Today we are talking about Bob's Burgers. So my favorite episode comes in season 13, episode 20 called Radio No You Didn't. This episode, after especially watching the movie, hit me something different. Learning about Bob's family has been an interesting one. And really, they didn't start tackling this until after the movie. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, there is a scene in it where we learn that the reason why Louise wears her bunny ears is because Linda made them in remembrance of Bob's mother, who wore a pink beanie her entire life. Didn't matter how hot or cold it was, she would always wear a beanie. And oh my god, okay, so I have Family Guy playing in the background right now, and this is my favorite song in the entire TV show. It's the song Bag of Weed. I absolutely love that song. It's a spoof off of a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang song called The Old Bamboo. I believe that's what it's called. And I'm guaranteeing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is Seth MacFarlane's favorite movie, given the amount of references are in a show. Anyways, I'm going to put that aside for now. But this episode of Bob's Burgers, again, so you learn that Bob's mother used to wear a pink beanie, no matter what kind of temperature it was outside. He sees his mother in Louise, and he sees a lot of his mother in Louise. And that's why he really loves the fact that Louise has the attachment to the bunny ears. And learning that, and there's also an episode that I truly love. It's not one of my favorites, but I truly love it because we go to a cemetery and the kids are helping Bob find his mother's grave. And eventually, again, spoiler alert, they do find it. And it's very sweet because all you hear is him saying, "Hi, Mom," and we're kind of left to the imagination what he says afterwards, and the kids get to finally meet Grandma. In terms of this episode that I'm talking about, Radio No You Didn't, we actually learn about Bob's grandmother. This is an incredible episode. I'm going to kind of give a brief rundown of what the episode is. So, in a lot of Bob's Burgers episodes, when they try and steer away from the typical, stuff with the kids and say Mr. Fish Odor, you'll see a lot of those episodes, and you'll sometimes see episodes where they spoof movies, which are some of my favorites as well, because I really don't know what some of the movies are, and I have to have Luis tell me, because most of what that kid did in his early childhood days was watch movies, so he can easily tell me. But this episode, we see Bob and Linda clearing out a closet. Bob walks in, and they find an old radio, and Bob says, "Don't throw that out," because Linda's throwing stuff out. And the reason why he doesn't want this radio thrown out is because it helped his grandmother, spoiler alert, track down a Nazi ring in her apartment building. And you get to learn the story of how it happened. Basically, Bob's mother, when she was a baby, really loved listening to radio static to help her sleep. But in this radio static, this was going on during, I believe, World War II. So with this radio static, you heard that someone was tuning into a different radio station to contact someone in Germany, and they were going to bomb a shipyard. Bob's grandmother was able to figure out who it was and eventually take down the Nazi ring. I love this episode because, again, of its uniqueness. It's something that I haven't seen any other adult cartoon really tackle. You can kind of argue with Futurama that we see a lot of Fry's past, in the show, especially with his mother, his dog, and all that. But I don't think, and what I kind of hate is that a lot of people now shit on shows like Simpsons, Family Guy, and Bob's Burgers because they claim it's not what it used to be. And it's true. And it's because they're adapting to the new times. They're adapting to current events. In terms of at least Family Guy and The Simpsons. In terms of Bob's Burgers, they're just kind of doing what they do. And when I was talking to my uncles about this, the reason why they don't watch anymore is because there's no more sexual potty humor. I feel like that really shouldn't be a factor if you enjoy a movie or not. And my apologies, I meant TV show. I feel like potty humor shouldn't be an argument's sake for why a TV show is good. I mean, obviously it can be included, and that's fine. but it shouldn't be like the main thing. Jean is still stupid, and we love Jean. Tina's still boy crazy, and Louise is still insane. But learning about having episodes like this where it kind of gets deeper than just the usual like humor that the show is why I love these episodes so much. And I love this episode particularly because when I actually saw it the day after it was on live TV, because they post it on Hulu the day after, I was in shock. I texted Luis, I'm like, you are not going to believe what this episode of Bob's Burgers was. And I showed it to him, and his jaw was like on the table. My jaw was on the table. I get so excited again when I come across this episode. And this is another case of like, you guys just need to watch it in order to understand why this is such an incredible episode. Just learning that there was this huge history behind just a singular radio in a home, and that Bob's grandmother basically saved an entire town is nuts. And it was so eloquently told too. Like, it wasn't rushed, it took its time, and a lot was wrapped up. It's such a good episode. Highly recommend this one if you haven't watched already. And again, I'm so sorry that these episodes, these videos are so short in terms of me explaining my favorite episodes of things. You just need to watch it in order to really understand it. And I'm trying my best to like explain why I love this so much, but I get my words jumbled, and it's so hard to like really talk about like why these episodes are so incredible. You just need to go watch them. And this one particularly, and I would also highly recommend watching one where Bob visits his mother's grave. Let me get you Are they in the same season? They are in the same season. Okay, Show Mama from the Grave is the one that that talks about Bob's mom's grave. So it did come out before the one about his grandma. Season 13, episode 9, watch that one. And then season 13, episode 20, that's another one you need to watch. Again, just because of how incredibly told these stories are. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you have seen either of those episodes, let me know your thoughts about them in the comment section down below. And of course, be kind and respectful to others, as opinions will vary from person to person. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, little skeletons. Please stay safe. I love you guys.